face up, overloads her face with makeup, starts getting tattoos. When you look at that woman, you're like, yeah, she's really hot because she's young and she's got all these qualities and she's screaming for attention. What happens when that woman hits 30? Right, those fake tits start sagging. They're different sizes, they're pointing different directions. Right, they didn't really take care of themselves. The tattoos they got 10 years ago are fading and discolored. They're out of vogue or style. Remember when barbed wire, around the bicep was really cool? Now barbed wire is so passé, right? Then the tribal tattoos, then the Asian words, the kung fu, whatever your racial thing is, your favorite athlete's number. No one remembers their number in 10 fucking years. Right? It's gone on these women. They're 30 years old and they look like shit. Meanwhile, as a man, you've increased your value. You're more valuable professionally. Your looks, you become more a good word to describe how men's visages become more distinguished as you get older. You look better as you get older. Sure, a man in his 20s can be very attractive and handsome. Man in his 30s, the same way. Man in his 40s, the same way. Men, as we get older and mature, we can look very handsome. By doing what? By being a man, having confidence, improving your mind, improving your body as best you can, and just being yourself. These fucking women are going about it all wrong. Their highest sexual marketplace value is when they're 18, 19, 20, and their bodies are perfect. Before, they absolutely destroy them by poking holes in everything and jabbing themselves up with a bunch of color. Tattoos. Right? They date themselves. They devalue themselves. I consider it very similar to the act of jumping on the cock carousel. Oh, that's good. Don't inhale your scotch. Right? If you get a woman, she's 25, right, and she knows how to fuck like Jenna Jameson, right, like Lexi Bell, like name your porn star, your favorite. She knows how to just screw like a banshee. And you're like, man, this chick can screw. And you're like, wait a minute, where did she learn that? Right, so it's this blessing in disguise or this curse that's hidden. Right, a woman's been on the cock carousel. Yeah, she knows how to fuck. She's also a frickin' whore. Right, she's been using men and men have been using her. She's damaged goods. Damaged goods. Right, would you rather have a girl that is for 5 years slept with 2 guys, or a girl that over 5 years has slept with 50 guys? Well, the one who slept with 50 guys, she's got a lot more experience, I'm sure, and she knows a lot more tricks because they've been teaching her. Right? And she's learning, but she's also a frickin' whore, less valuable. Women that are on their own, they prove themselves less valuable to us. They're screaming for attention. Ultimately, it leads them into a bed. Right? That's where they really try and prove their value to a man, is by being a really good slut. But since she's only out for herself, she reveals herself to be a whore. And by the time they get to age 30, 35 for sure, they're washed up whores. Think about it, right? These are the animals we're dealing with, these women. These are the ones who are out here. They pronounce themselves the judges of men, while they themselves have no credentials, no credibility. They're screaming for attention with all of the shenanigans they play with their body. From their hair, to shooting themselves up with Botox, piercing themselves, tattooing themselves, modifying their bodies. And I really love nice big titties, right? Who doesn't like a nice big set of titties? Or a nice round ass, right? But if you have to do it with cosmetic surgery, You know, what are we talking about here? What are we getting at? What are these women asking for? They're asking for attention. They're trying to make themselves attractive in a way that is grossly about sex. Right? They're proclaiming, I'm a whore, look at me. And then they're also telling you, look at all the value I have. And then they want to tell you through their actions and their deeds and what they're doing to themselves that you need to pay money for it. You need to pay all of your money. You need to give all of your time. So where am I going with all this? Right? Women are screaming for attention. It's because they are understanding and realizing that they don't have the value that they think they should. They just don't. And they're all competing with each other to prove who is the biggest whore, who's the biggest slut. You know, if these women had value, you would want to talk to them. Right? You would go out of your way to talk to them. You would converse with them nicely. They would be interesting to talk to spend time with. You know, and they're just not. It's this game to attract you sexually and then use you for your money. That's what this whole fucking thing is about. You know, but women, what are they doing? They're screaming for attention. It's about their vanity. You know, it's really pretty pathetic when their entire life is built around how others perceive them and give them credit for being something that they're really not. I would even go so far as to say that the lesbian movement, women's desire to try out lesbianism, to go snack on the cat themselves a little, or to be bisexual, is a way and an attempt to try and make themselves feel better about who they are and make themselves more attractive to men. Right? Because men get turned on by lesbians. So they'll do anything they can, right? And of course, women want to punish men. So they're going to become a lesbian to withhold themselves from men and say, I'm too attractive for you. And maybe my assessment is too glib. Maybe it's too armchair psychologist. But I don't frankly give a fuck what they think. All I know is what I see. And I look at women and they're screaming for attention. Lesbians scream for attention. For that matter, flaming faggots are screaming for attention. Hey dude, if you want to fuck someone else in the ass, right? Go fuck them in the ass. But don't act like a flaming faggot screaming for attention so we all have to notice you and then put up with your shit in public in the private workforce. Who gives a fuck about you? Right? Back in the closet, go fuck someone on your own time. Get out of my face with that. But women are doing the same thing. From being a lesbian to fucking piercing the shit out of themselves. Tattooing. Tattoo's fine. Over tattooing, off the charts. And definitely, right? Tattoos are a great way to date yourself. When you got them done, what you were thinking, what was cool. Give me a fucking break, right? You know, a tattoo on men usually says, this is who I am. Tattoo on a woman, to me, just says, I'm screaming for attention. Somebody, please, tell me how cool I am. Right? And again, I see women getting tattoos as another attempt by them to emulate, act like, become a man by saying, look at me, I can do this to myself. To me, it doesn't work. It just doesn't work. Maybe some of you guys appreciate a woman who's tatted up, but not me, you know. You know, for the 5 seconds that you see a rockabilly chick that's fucking tatted up like a motherfucker and got all the makeup and the crazy ass hair from the 50s, yeah, it looks good for about 5 seconds. How long could you listen or put up with that fucking rockabilly chick in your kitchen, in your bed, after you're done fucking her? About 2 fucking seconds, you're going to tell her to shut up or get the fuck out, right? Just shut the rockabilly shit up, bitch. Shut the fuck up. And cover those fucking tattoos with a bathrobe and go get me a sandwich. You know, it's the screaming for attention. But once you give them the attention, what's there? Really, what is there on the woman once they get your attention? You know, women used to wear a little makeup, get a guy's attention, and she says, look, I'm going to make you some nice kids, I'll make you some nice dinner, I'll take care of your house. The guy's like, yeah, I think I'm ready for that. That was the old deal. And then he'd say, shut the fuck up, right? I don't want to fucking hear it. Now women are in your face. I got more tattoos than you, more piercings than you, right? I've had more enhancement done to my body. Now you're going to listen to me. And you're like, look, I just wanted to fuck you. Get out of my face. That's, you know, really, they're screaming for attention. Now I look at a woman's body, everything she does to it, to change it or modify it, right? Permanent makeup tattooed on them, tattoos, fake tits, you know, I look at all of that like a car that has dents. And I go, oh, those dents give it character. Yeah, but that's an old fucking car, and it's got a lot of miles on it. That's got a lot of dents, right? That car doesn't have many fucking miles left on it. It fucking makes a lot of noise. It smokes. Get that car out of my face. Get that fucking woman out of my face. These women are making themselves less attractive faster and earlier than ever with all of this shit they're doing to themselves in order to make themselves more attractive, in order to scream at you from further distances. Look at me! They're just out of their fucking gourds, right? They are attention whores of the tallest order. And on top of all of that, if that weren't bad enough, right? They're dangerous, dangerous, violent, psychotic creatures that can destroy you by calling the police, using the court system, or getting their white knights to come and beat the shit out of you and steal from you. What a world we're living in, right? Indeed, we are living in strange times. Strange times. The things I call for, I know the women that watch this, they're like, oh, John's worse than one of those Muslim guys. No, because I want women to shut the fuck up and get me a sandwich, give me a blowjob. All of a sudden, I'm the worst guy on the planet. You know, fuck it, just get out of my face. You know, going Mgtow, men going your own way. You get to make the rules up that you want to play by. You know, that's really a nice feature of being Mgtow. You aren't hemmed in by social standards. You're not coerced, right, to play these ridiculous games. As Mgtow, you are free. It is freedom to be Mgtow. No longer do you have to play these obscene, ludicrous, keep up with the Joneses asinine games where you piss your money away and purchase with it the most loathsome of women. I think I've said enough for tonight. Thank you guys for that delicious cigar and scotch. You guys fucking rock. I wish I could spend time with you guys, but this is a great way to do it, right? Sit down, finish up a stogie, finish a scotch, shoot the fucking breeze, enjoy the weather, and here we go, right? Here we go. This is how it's done. You guys have a great night, right? And a good weekend. I'll keep talking to you, keep sharing my ideas, keep leaving comments. I can't tell you how important that is. Because when new men come to Mgtow and they read the comments, they're going to realize it's not just me on the screen talking and thinking this way. It's me and everyone who's watching. Mgtow is becoming a powerful movement. Not just because there's more video producers, but because the philosophy is being developed. Because it makes sense to men. It makes sense. And it reminds men that they're the ones with value and that they're in charge of their lives and that they don't have to destroy themselves. Because we all know it. Instinctively we know as we listen to these scoundrels with these fake tits and tatted up asses and everything else. You know, they remind us that they're worth it and that we should chase them. And Mgtow is teaching men, no, that's not the way it is. You're the one with value. You have the penis. You have the brains. And you get it done. Right? So you guys be cool. Semper Fi. Mgtow is freedom. I'll talk to you soon.